Good morning, everybody. I'm cooking my breakfast. I've got the day off. I've got to do a couple of certificates. I've also I ain't got much on this week, to be honest. So what I've decided I'm going to do is something that I said a lot of electricians doing on YouTube, and that is putting. You know when somebody asks you for a can you put some Cat 5 around the house, etc. So there's a few electricians that will do this. I haven't seen a lot. Got to get my scrambled eggs. Okay. Right. Sorry about that. Right. So I haven't seen a lot of it done on YouTube. So I mean I've done a fair bit of it in my time. I think the biggest job I've done is 500 Cat 5 points. Yeah, 500 Cat 5 points, and that's with my mate Steve from County Security, which we've been working together for about 35 years now. Need to give him a stare. So I want to update my Wi-Fi in the house. Everything's smart now. So I bought some gear about 2 years ago. I've got to be honest, and I've done nothing about it because it's a bit like a busman's holiday. So what I've done now is over last night I've run some Cat 5s. So let's explain the situation in my house. I've got the office next door, which is the garage, right? I'm approved on the alarms side, so I have to have a secure office, which is police calling, etc. So inside that office, I've got its own alarm system, its own control, its own alarm system, and that's where the Wi-Fi comes in. I share the Wi-Fi onto the house. We've got a different house phone number as well. So we get the Wi-Fi from the office. So going through the garage, I mean this is a 1920s house, so it's almost 100 years old. Trying to get a signal all the way around this house is a nightmare, and I have got Cat 5 around the place. So my Cat 5 at the moment, I've got about 4 points in situ at this moment, and they're wired straight into the BT router. So in the house I've got I've got one by the television to give me the smart things on the telly. I've got one by the in the dining room. I've got one upstairs in what used to be my original office in the spare bedroom. Where's the other one? The other one goes up into the loft onto the I've got CCTV up in the loft. Still stealing my breakfast. It's only on the low heat though. I'm no Gordon Ramsay here. Okay. My son's a bit better than me at cooking, I've got to be honest. Right, so I've got 4 points. We all need a lot more than this. So what I'm going to do, I've got the stuff. I'm going to do me what I thought I was going to do is a couple of Wi-Fi hotspots. But the thing's a bit better than that. Yes, I'm going to put the hotspots in, but we also need Cat 5. Now, if you're taken by the television, I've got the television, I've got the Blu-ray, smart Blu-ray thingy bobby thing, yeah. I've got the Apple TV, and I have also got my Lightwave hub there. So I've got 4 things there. Now at the moment I've only got 1 point, which is going into the television, because we don't interrupt with Netflix, do we? and all the rest is relying on well, I've got a plug-in Wi-Fi extender, but really that ain't no good, and I can do better than that. So what I've decided to do, when I do it in people's houses, I usually use Ubiquiti, which is Unify. It's a managed network, but anybody can use this stuff. This is why I can't understand why electricians don't actually offer it to the customers when they're doing a rewire. So if Nick Bundy's listening, start fitting Unify as well. Little tip for you. Anyway, so I plan mine. Right, so I'm going to use the existing points that I've got at the moment. I'm going to take them out of the BT router, which is in the office. So I've got 4 cables. So what I'm going to do is, with this stuff, I can fit a little small way, 4-way RJ45 switch, and they're managed switches. I can get that powered over P over E to the television. So I can put a little switch behind the television. It's the size of a couple of matchboxes. That's all it is. Velcro it on the back of the television and Cat5 everything into that. That will give me 4 outputs. Now don't forget, I've already got a television on one. So I'm going to have to substitute one of them. So I'm going to take the existing cable out, use that as PoE into the switch. It's probably better if I do a drawing for this. Anyway, so some of you don't know what I'm on about, some of you might not and think it's a bit daunting. So my plan is, I need, in the office, I need a patch panel. I need a patch panel that will give me 1 gig per channel and give me PoE as well, because I want PoE power coming out of that to power my devices. So once I get the switch into the office, I'll wire that into the back of my router. That will give me internet to my switch. My switch then will be plugged. I can plug the 4 cables into that switch. That will give power over Ethernet to all my existing Cat5 outputs. One behind the television, one in the front in the dining room, and one in the front office at the top, which is the bedroom now. Yeah, and one up in the loft. So at the television, I'm going to put one of these 4-port PoE switches. That will, so there's no power needed to it. It just plugs it in and that powers it off the main switch. That will give me 4 outputs at the television, so I can wire them in. So I'll have 1,000 megabits of information that I can transmit up and down there. Yeah. This is the only drawback here. To make it neat, I've got to either move it or whatever. So in the dining room, I've got an output that will have PoE output facility. What I'm going to do is come off that with a Cat5, plug it into a Ubiquiti round disc Wi-Fi hotspot. That will give us a Wi-Fi, mega Wi-Fi, right, down in the downstairs area. So now up in the bedroom, what I'm going to do is, I'm probably going to leave that just for doing odds and sods with. I'll keep that as a spare just in case. But the one I've got up in the loft, what I'm going to do with that one as well is, I'm going to put one of these 4-port switches again, put that up in, take that off, put it in the loft, and that will give me 4 ways output. I can put my CCTV on it, and what I'm going to do is put a Wi-Fi mesh on the outside of the house. So it looked like a pitchfork aerials coming off it, and that will put Wi-Fi into the back garden. The next thing is, last year I run some cable down to the shed. The shed has got a Cat 5, and what I'm going to do is put the Wi-Fi, even though she might not need it, she might get Wi-Fi from the house, which is, you know, it's probably about 80 foot down the garden. It's quite a fair distance. But I'm putting her a Wi-Fi hotspot as well in her shed, so she can have the television and all this lot. I'm just going to stay on watch it before it actually does dry up. I ain't going to show you this because it looks like my dog's been sick. Maybe the dog was sick before I actually put the eggs in. No. Anyway, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show, I'll put a few drawings on. This is going to be a managed switch, by the way. So just plugging the stuff to in, I'm going to get everything working. Do you like the Peaky Blinders accent? Yeah, good. Right, so plugging everything in ain't going to work. You're not going to get anything from this stuff. You have to go onto your mobile phone and set this stuff up, and that ain't hard at all. What you do is you load the initial software called UniFi down. As soon as you power something up and you're on your network, it will find whatever else is on your network and it will identify UniFi stuff. At that point, next to the icon to say it's identified something, it will say adopt. So you can adopt everything that you put in, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, adopt everything that you put in straight away. Just click adopt, 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 and it will adopt it onto your network. Now, no one else can get into your network and adopt them. Bear with me. This is drying up. Just going to take it off the heat a bit. Right, so you've adopted it, it's on your network. From that point, don't forget, everybody's got smart stuff now. So you put a Wi-Fi network in. This Wi-Fi network will cover the house, right? I'm going overboard with what I've got because I've got the stuff. It was for an original, it was a shed, for a shed place. They wanted Wi-Fi all over the place. So I got the stuff in. Unfortunately, they paid me up to date and then decided to close the company. So anyway, so I've got this stuff. So I've really gone overboard on this stuff. So once you've got this network, let's say for instance you called your network home, for the sake of it. You can split the network up into loads of different SSIDs. Basically, like separate networks within the network. So let's say for instance my smart lighting, which I've got a lot of in the house. Right, I don't want the smart lighting on my network, and this is why I'm putting it in. I want my smart lighting on its own network. And if for any reason you get a hacker trying to get into a network or whatever, and there's a vulnerability in one of these lights that allows a gateway to be opened or a port to be susceptible to attack, it will get into your main network. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create networks, and I'm going to, you probably heard the term Internet of Things, right? That refers to when somebody wants to put a network in just for your Internet of Things, which is your smart stuff. So we're keeping the smart stuff on its own network. So don't forget, I'm probably going to do 3 networks: a guest, SFG security network or whatever, and Internet of Things. So this Internet of Things, we don't want people to see outside. So we call it we're going to call that one Internet of Things, but create it as a VLAN. So it's a virtual network. And we're going to hide it from people outside. So I know what the SSID is. I know what the password is. So when I come to learn things like a new bulb or something like that, because all you have to do is look for the internet, you twist them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, whatever. It sends out a Wi-Fi signal. Your Wi-Fi network picks it up. You adopt it onto it. So what we're going to do is we're going to put all these things on this Internet of Things virtual LAN network. And my dog's just come downstairs and she's looking for something to eat. Excuse me. You're a good girl. Nice, you're a good girl. Have another one for being nice. Okay. Good girl. Okay, go on, sit down now. Right, that's a baby out of the way. Right, so we're going to create this network, Internet of Things. It's a virtual LAN. It can't be seen outside. I know it's there. The lamps, whatever, switches, everything will be put on that one. So if somebody decides to get into it, bear with, the dog wants to go out for a poo. Right, I'm back. So I've created this network that nobody can see. I know it's there. The lamps will do, and that people that try to hack in. Okay, I'm going to put a firewall on it as well. It comes with a firewall anyway. But if they hack in, they can't see my other networks. It won't let them see my other networks. My main network's going to have a firewall on it anyway, and most of the ports are going to be closed. Then I've got the guest network. Now the guest network is going to probably, let's say for instance, SFG security guest. Just that's the SSID. I keep on going to say SSAIB, which is another alarm inspectorate, but it's just me. Bear with, I've got to have a bit of this. Excuse me, off camera, I think. Anyway, so I've created this network. I've created this other network for SFG security, which is going to be, not going to be a VLAN on this one. I'm just going to hide it. It's going to be a firewall on it. Then they've got the guest. So anybody that wants to come in, they can see the guest, and there'll be a portal in which they get directed to, and the portal will take them to a portal in which they've got to log on. So I can then decide on how they're going to log on. Are they going to log on through Facebook? Are they going to log on through password? Now I think I'm going down the password route. So 3 networks, one for the lights, relays, garden relays, stuff like that, which I've got smart. Let's say for instance you've got Kinetic do a Wi-Fi relay and a Wi-Fi switch. I'm going to have that going through my Internet of Things network. SFG security is just going to be for me, guestnet and the Wi-Fi. Guest network, I'll put everybody else can go on there. I mean, it's going to be a 5 gig anyway. Let's try to think. Yeah, it's going to be about 5 gig. So it's going to separate everybody. Then I've got to give it some sort of command to tell you if somebody on the guest network and they want to send stuff to my printer, I need to put a bit of information together to tell them that and do that. SFG security is definitely going to be able to get through to the printer. Internet of Things has got no communication with anything else. Okay, so I'm going to put pictures up on this page, etc. I'm also going to put little probably photos actually. Everybody said everybody put in cables. I'll probably take a picture of the office, which is, I mean, my office is like Dave Savory's van. My office is probably worse than Dave Savory's van. Yeah, I don't even, I will have to clean it out before, I'll be so embarrassed. Anyway, so that I'll put pictures up as and when I can. I'm making this video on the 9th of March. It ain't gonna come out for a while. I'll probably, different. Actually, I always wear the same stuff anyway. Anyway, keep tuned, keep watching. I'll split it up if I can. Stop it from being so boring. Like, where is it? I think it's, no, it's going to be over there when you look at this camera. So it's going to be like, subscribe, one or the other. I could do with your drive. Cheers. Right, let's angle it up a bit. Right, as you can see, right, that's so this thing can be powered from USB-C, but I'm powering it from one of the ports, and that goes all the way back into the office. So that one's gone in. So I've got my 4 Cat 5s into it from devices. I don't know if you can see. I know it's a bit of a mess behind here. There's the old Apple TV. So I've got one going in there. I've got one going in the back of the television. And I've got other things. Anyway, let's so you don't have to see the back of my delightful television wiring conspiracy theory. I'll turn the camera around. Right, so I don't know, let's get it in focus. It's trying to track me. So I need to get by the television. There's the television just there. Right, it's trying to track my face. So I've got the television wired in. The next thing is I've got to put a Wi-Fi hotspot in. So I'm going to use one of my existing Cat 5 outputs. Cat 5 output is going to go into, try and get this. That's it, that's better. I'm going to try and get the Cat, I could do with it on the ceiling, but I mean the wife will have a barney if I start pulling floorboards. So what I'm going to do is hide it somewhere else. So I'm going to go and do that. I think if I hide it, it'll be a simple job. And I'm going to show you how easy it is. Anyway, I'll be back. I've got to look down. I can't get my thumb on it and yeah. How about that? Got it. I'll be back. Right, so I don't need to show you the Cat 5 output. plus I've got to clean up. Right, so here's the existing Cat 5 output down here. I plugged a Cat 5 cable in. So what I'm going to do is fit one of these things. Now, like I said, my wife ain't going to want this on the ceiling, so I've got to hide it. I've got to hide it, so I've got to hide it in plain sight. So one, she can't see it, because if I sees it, I want it moving. But I want to give it decent coverage. So what I'm going to do is, and I don't want to show the cable, that's the thing, and I've got to cover it up. It's amazing what you can get away with if you cover things up. So this is as simple as it comes. You get your Cat 5, don't forget there's power on this now. I've just plugged this in, there's power over Ethernet from my main switch in the office. There's no lights on there, yeah. Now, I have already adopted this. I adopted it in the garage, but I've moved it. So I'm going to plug this in now. Right. And we'll see in a minute. There's a light come on. Okay. Now you can see the light. So, I mean, I don't think my wife likes, I don't think I like things showing, but basically, I like that on the, on the ceiling. But, okay, it's flashing now, it's resetting and booting up. It will glow blue. So I'm going to put it at the back of a cabinet that we got here and try and hide the cables. So let's. I'm going to turn the camera around so you can actually see where I've put it. I'll eventually find out. I'll have to hide it somewhere, but anyway. Right, I've just put that on the a little table cupboard that we got in the dining room behind everything. So I've got the cables running behind there. If you notice, it's turned blue now and it's stationary. There's no whirling lights or flashing lights. It's all stationary. So I'll put that there. So that's actually gone blue. So it's adopted. Don't forget I adopted it in the office. I don't think my camera's actually following that. So let's get it on the surface. Right. So it's adopted. Let's just show you. It's adopted. Here's the cable. Right. I'll put it there because I know that my wife won't see it. Okay. Right, so it's out of here's all the booze. Right, so it's just behind there. Now that will give Wi-Fi better than any Wi-Fi extender anywhere around the house. So that's that one. Now, this video is going to be over about 3 or 4 days, or probably a week. I don't know. It's going to crack on for a bit because I can only do things as and when I got time. Let's turn the camera around. I was talking to the camera then, saying that this video is gonna. I don't know why I was talking to the camera. Let's get out of the shot of the light. Okay, bear with me. I'm back in the lounge. It's going to take over a few days. I'm doing it as and when. I've got to get a couple of cables. That means she wants to go outside again. Bear with me. Bear with me. Come on. You going outside? Go on then. Are you going outside? Come on, out. Oh, just shut the door and I want to go back out. Go on, out. Get out. Come on, out. Good girl. Take your ball with you. Sorry about this. I'll try and edit it. There, there's your ball. Right, where am I? So, I've got to get a cable up into the loft. I've got to get a, well, I want to get a couple of cables up in the loft because that's going to be the hardest thing. How am I going to get it up there? I've just had a look. I've been toying with the idea of putting a bit of conduit up the wall, but if I put conduit up, it would look odd because of the way some BT cables already come down the wall. Oh, I don't know if you can see, that's a job I did last time. I just put a how to change the detector while it's live. Still working. Alright, so I'm going to sit down for this one. Oh, my knees need a rest. So I am going to get cables up probably the same road that the BT have gone into from up on the roof, down the wall, etc. But theirs is on a catenary that go down the wall. I have got some external grade Cat5 cable. I'll take a couple of them up into the loft. Don't forget, one of them's going to be on the switch anyway, so I'm going to have a 4-port switch up in the loft. Then I'll show you the rest as and when I've done them. I don't know if I'm going to be leaving the one extender for the Wi-Fi in the loft. I don't think I actually putting myself over very good here. Right, I've got to get a Wi-Fi extender so it does a part of the garden. Because don't forget, the Wi-Fi extender is in the dining room, which is at the front of the house, and I want to get it into the garden. So the higher up you go, it comes down like an umbrella, the signal does. So I'm thinking about putting a Wi-Fi mesh hotspot up in the loft. Now it's just like a pitchfork. It's got 2 arrows on it, gives it a better gain. I might leave it up in the loft because I might get a good enough signal. I might have to move it and put it on the wall outside to give it a hotspot in the garden. I don't know yet. Yeah, when I can find the rest of the stuff out, I'll carry on with the video and put the wife's hotspot in as well. I'll show you a couple of I've got to actually make the Cat5s off on that one, so I'll show you how I do them. Everybody's done them, I would imagine. But like I said before, I don't see a lot of people on YouTube who's electricians going into it in this depth. I tend to go into a bit more depth with networking. I don't know why, I tried to steer clear of it when I was a kid. I actually was on a coax when I was a kid. The other one is the alarm system. It's just an electrician's alarm system. I fit high-end alarm systems. All these things, I've sort of specialised in as I've gone along. Electrics I've been doing for donkey's years. I need to get up now because now my legs have set, and I do remember, I don't know if you can hear, see I'm still domesticated, still got the washer going. We've got 3 minutes left. So, let's put that there. I do electrics, commercial or domestic, it don't make no difference. Alarm systems, police calling. I don't fit these boundary, I don't fit these nest. Because I'm registered, there's only graded stuff I can fit. Grade 2 alarm systems. I need to get out of here because of this. I needed to get out of there because of the washer. Now, I don't know if you. I'll try and get. Look, my dog. He's waiting to come in. It's just looking at me as if to say, "Let me in." Say hello to Bill, everybody. Come on. Come on. Say hello. Yeah. That's Bill. Anyway, so, you gotta excuse the mess in the conservatory. I've been painting. Let's get back in focus. I've been painting. I'm doing some electrics and the alarm and stuff like that, and I'm still doing it. So we've got everything in the conservatory at the moment. So like I said, I do alarms, I do electrics, commercial, domestic, it don't make no difference. And for the alarms, I only fit grade 2 alarms, and I do networking as well. Do I do anything else? Yeah. Just ask. Anyway, that's me. I'm going now. I've waffled on too long. When and if I've got any more footage, I'll put it on. I'll show you the switches I'm connecting into. Let me know what you think, because it's a pigsty in there. Okay, bye.